You want a treat? If you behave yourself, you get a treat, okay? Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Todd and Erin daily stream. You probably notice Erin isn't here. We have a stunt person. It's our dog, Gil. Don't ask why. The name is Gil. Just stay right there. Stay right there. Erin's favorite time of year, because basically it's scary. As you can see, the pumpkins, the motif, our entire house slowly switches sometime in late November to Christmas. I mean, more like 2 weeks before it. Everything that's scary kind of generally morphs into the Christmas spirit. So anyway, we thought it'd be interesting if we started looking around. So for some of the scary things that are right here, just really close to downtown Salt Lake City in Utah. If you're watching from Nevada, we're in Utah, and so we thought we'd put something together for you. And well, take a look.
Okay, today's spookiest spots along the Wasatch Front. I've been so excited to introduce you to Gilgal. This was actually built by a masonry artist named Thomas Child. He was a bishop in the LDS ward, and he created this sculpture garden to kind of talk about his beliefs. This one's especially eerie to me because if you see the stepping stones, they actually lead to a tiny entrance in the back where people sometimes say at night they can see creatures coming out. One of the reasons this is interesting to me is, as his son died in the Vietnam War, his sculptures became more and more despairing, and all of the quotes that he had carved in stone became more and more distressing. This is a sphinx with the face of Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith, if you do not know, was the founder of the LDS Church. The interesting thing is that people who come here a lot say that at night you can see the stones rearrange themselves as if the garden is living, as if somehow the soul of Thomas Child entered into his own garden. I have seen things here before that I found exceptionally scary, but fortunately nothing ever moved for me. And when they did, I would just like to believe it's a trick of light. It's beautiful, it's scary, but it is inescapably spooky. All right, one of my favorite spooky spots along the Wasatch Front is kind of a mystery. As you can see, I'm up in the foothills. I'm beginning to rethink the concept that I need to go back down that hill. Yeah, anyway, the important thing is this. This is something new this year that I spotted, and it's kind of a mystery. Perched up here, way far away from anything else that would make sense, is this lonely cross. Now, if you look at it closely, I don't know if you can catch the words, but it says Ty Nilsson, 1908. So, what was Ty doing up here? Why is Ty's cross up here and nowhere else? What happened? Well, based actually on the steep nature of the hill behind me, it was probably rolling back down it, but we'll see. This is the old city crematorium. Kind of scary looking, extremely cool. Look at that tower. It's notable for many things. It has a genuine stained glass Tiffany window. I believe it's that one right there. But one of the interesting things about this place is how much activity it's had over the years. Because they've seen so many tragedies here and, well, then cremated all the bodies, there's a lot of strange things that happen. For instance, the crypts over there. This is where they find a lot of the doors open and urns either scattered on the ground or perched mysteriously high up in other alcoves. And since the grounds were patrolled religiously by a cantankerous old caretaker named Jacob, who would shoot people with his shotgun full of rock salt, it seems unlikely it was done by people. Now, one of the most notable ghosts from here is an angry woman who they call the Wailing Widow. I know, it's kind of an old name, but this one's particularly angry, and word is that if she finds you on the grounds, she darts forward and thrusts her face into yours, and as her face explodes, she begins to scream at a pitch so high that it will shatter glass, and people have reported permanent damage, hearing-wise, and anyway. I'm also thinking damage to underwear, but that's just my personal theory. Now, one of the things that's most spooky about this place to me is the big experience I had with some girlfriends here. And obviously we were being stupid and teenagers, and we traveled along and we thought, oh, we're going to go up to the old city crematorium and see what happens. Except for something actually did. You see, when we came up here on this beautiful smooth grass, which you can't see because it's night, we started walking along and all of a sudden 3 holes opened up and all of us fell into them. I twisted my ankle pretty badly. Now, you're going, well, yeah, it's a place where they probably have a lot of bodies and it's just landscaping and who cares? Except for one thing, there were no holes there before we actually tripped and fell into them. And they were all muddy and wet, and it was a bone dry August day. So that's my personal story. It scared the living crap out of me. We all jumped out of our holes and ran off screeching like barn owls, never to return again to the city crematorium.
Well, this is weird.
Lily E. Gray, she was born June 6, 1881, and passed away on November 14th, 1958. Now, here's the big thing with
Oh my God.
Inscripted upon her tombstone was Victim of the Beast 666. Now, here is, first of all, our tribute, Lily. Thank you.
Why are we doing that?
You leave a tribute.
Why?
Out of respect.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing, though. Everyone was first saying, oh, yes, Lily was the victim of demonic possession and blah, blah, blah. Here's the deal. Her husband was just basically a massive jerk from all reports. And Lily passed away before he did, probably, in my personal opinion, out of self-defense because he was just that annoying. So when it happened, he was so embittered, he placed this inscription here. So the question is this: was Lily actually a victim of the beast, meaning him? Was he the one dabbling in it? What exactly happened? Because by all accounts, Lily was the innocent victim of whatever happened here.
Oh, that's so deep.
Well, it's eerie. So people have been coming by for years and years and years to pay their respect to Lily Gray.
My question is, come here, wife.
Yes, sir.
My question is, if that's what he wrote down on hers, right? If he had died first, can you even imagine?
I'm thinking the phrase, good riddance.
I was thinking of the words tiny little...
No, that's just mean-spirited.
Spirited. Oh, I get it.
I know, right?
On to our next location. I didn't even know this existed. This is a Pioneer lime kiln. And this is how they made plaster. Around the corner, what there is a lime quarry. They would harvest that, bring it over, and then go ahead and stack it. Now you see those holes at the bottom? Those are actually where they built the fires. The lime ore was actually brought up on top of this structure and put down into these huge chimneys, stacked with wood, then the lime ore, then again wood, and so on and so forth. And they would basically cook it. Now, once they had this done, this would basically become the things they plastered the inside of their houses with. In some cases, they also used it for mortar, but here it stands, it's a fire chamber. It looks creepier than all get out. And you're not supposed to climb on top of this thing. Just want to tell you that you're not allowed to climb on top of this. So here we go. We're going to go up on top of the structure. No one was around. And this is looking down one of the chimneys. Now, the scary thing about this is vagrants or people passing through, these would burn for days on end to turn it into plaster. And they would gather around the edges to stay warm during the winter. Now, when they did this, some people, well, you know what's produced when you burn fire, succumbed to that and actually rolled into the chimneys. So the guy named Fred is probably on someone's antique wall someplace. And if you live in the avenues, enjoy that thought. And what do we have here?
This is Emo's grave. Now, this is a big deal.
What did you just do?
I put a coin up there to show respect. We're talking about Emo, and you don't disrespect Emo. I'm sorry. Now, the really interesting thing in history about this...
Wait, you live like 2 blocks from here.
Yeah.
So you know the history.
This is the cool history. Now, if you take a look at this, you'll notice that this is a steel plate that's been put on the door of this crypt, right?
Right.
Well, here's the deal. His urn used to stand in there, but people used to try to take it out. So what they did is they covered everything with a steel plate. But here's the fun part. If you take a look, you can see that a lot of the screws have been unscrewing from the inside.
What?
They're not screwed from the outside. They're unscrewed from the inside.
What are you saying?
Just saying this is how it goes. Now here, this is sort of how this went.
Well, let me show this really quick. Hang on 1 second. Oh, that is so cool.
Easily terrified, you would say, Emo, come out, and you go around.
Right.
Now, you have to do this 3 times. This
Wait,
is like the Candyman.
What are you saying? What are you saying when you go around?
Emo, come out.
All right, keep going.
Come out, Emo. Come out, Emo. Come out, Emo.
Okay.
3rd time.
Okay.
Emo, come out. Come out and say hi. Emo, come out and... What is wrong with you?
I can't believe you fell for that. That was honestly... That was honestly a scare, wasn't it?
Yeah, because your big stupid face is there. Don't touch me. I'm sorry he disrespected you.
Oh, Emo, I'm sorry. You know, my favorite thing is, when we were doing this, I actually scared her. It wasn't acting or anything, you could tell. And she was so ticked off. I'm still on the couch. I'm going to spend the rest of the day, first of all, thanks for joining us. I'm going to spend the rest of the day going over my mail-in ballot because there's some stuff on here that I'm not sure about, and as opposed to just walking in and, like I did with my SATs, just randomly start filling in blocks with my pencil. I have decided that, once again, I'm going to go election.utah.gov. And the nice thing about this site is the fact that you can go on and it will tell you the proposition that's up. 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, I forget what it is. And it'll state exactly what it is. And then underneath it, there are rebuttals from both sides saying, well, the cons are this and the pros are this. And you can go down and make your own decision. You're not going to one source and them telling you that baloney and then go to the other one. The other side tells you the baloney. So anyway, election.utah.gov for that information, and I am going to start doing my homework. Not like my SATs. I'm still laughing about Erin getting scared. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Erin!